I'm not saying that, being gay is wrong or being gay is bad or it's an evil thing, but I really believe that, if a boy should be gay, I believe it's the lack of presence of a man in the home.
Oof.
If you don't see me be a man and my lack of presence is there and you grow up with your mother, there's nothing wrong with you taking on, feminine attributes or anything like that. But should you miss entirely for 20 years the presence of a man, well, fuck the alpha and the beta, you just go the other way then. And, the reason why I bring that up is that it's no longer about being alpha anymore, beta anymore, because if you fuck up being an alpha or beta, you might as well be gay. You know what I'm saying? So that controversy, and I understand that, but I say that from the truest of my heart, is that there's so many things to worry about in this life. There's so many things to attack as far as points and things to make. But in my true definition of the alpha or the beta, it goes back to what Will said. It's taking care of yourself. It's worrying about what you can do. It's worrying about, the things you can implement, you can change, the things you can control. If I tell these guys, hey, I'm the alpha here, and anybody who disputes that, I'll fuck you up. That's not alpha shit. That's you trying to fulfill your ego, trying to feed your ego. It's the traditions is one thing, but if I don't have connection to my going into the room with my sisters or anything like that, it's only how would I say? It's only set you up for failure. As long as I've grown up with my sisters, I'll be honest, I didn't really get to know my sisters until we left the house. And so things like this now come into play when I think about, being an alpha, have these conversations. Is like, to me, the alpha is someone who's happy, who's in content with who they are, and they're doing the right things. That's really what the alpha is to me. I'm not worried about the beta. I'm not worried about any terminology or label that comes after that, because if I'm really doing alpha shit, I'm doing things the right way that I'm supposed to. So
okay,
that's about.
No, man, yeah. Hey, thank you for sharing that, Savage. And no, I think I love what one point you said that, because I know in society they have this like stereotypical perception of what an alpha is. It's supposed to be this like aggressive, dominating, tyrannical type of man out there just smashing holes and that's what that's what the alpha is. But a lot of you made a great point. Like, you can be alpha, like you can be alpha and you can be vulnerable. You can be alpha and you can be humble, right? You can be alpha and be very reserved and preserved. Like, you don't always have to be this outgoing personality. So I think that's one of the things that the misconfusions, because I think, like Will said, right? There's just like they have a label, and then if alpha means this, and if you're not this, that means you're a beta, right? So I think and that's a great point. Also you point to your opinion about the guy, young boys being gay because of lack of male presence. That's interesting for me, because I do see a correlation where a lot of gay boys were raised around in like female households, right? A lot of females around, so there wasn't. Based on the gay people I know personally, I do realize that like there's a lot of them were raised in a household that wasn't male perspective. So that's just my thoughts on that. But I think go ahead, open up.
I think that's something like you're gonna have to really take a look, right? Because you go back to reality, like it is what it is. Like whether the father is there, it's not a matter of I have it. It's not a matter of lack of support for being a father. It is what it is. If we can just see, it's genetics, right? We all come out as a female first, but you really want to take a look at the way that you're describing what gay is, right? Because you and I cannot control whether somebody grows up like in Samoa when you're Fafifini, or you act like a lady. You have no control over that. There's just a tendency of acting like a woman, right? So you really want to take a look in the way that you're setting that up, because I have it in the way that you're setting it up, that there's something wrong with that. And I say that because I have friends that are the way that they are is the way that they are. So I get to accept them for who they are and who they're not, right? But if we're constantly painting this picture that just because I'm not there as a father, that doesn't mean that a man is going to either turn gay or turn straight. We have nothing to do with that. Their DNA determines that, right? So we've been taught in the past that this is the way it is. Like, people, people do what they do, but at the end of the day, like we ourselves only have control what we can do. Right? So I want to make sure that we leave this format here, making sure that we leave men and females or Faridi in that they're okay with the way that they are. Once we get to make somebody wrong who they are, then this starts. Right? So we want to be mindful of this conversation. I'm going to be responsible because I'm here. And I want to say that to all of my gay people out there, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, whether it's their choice or the way that they wind up being. Right? And I don't want to feel that kind of fire. Because I go back, I love human beings. When you can love a human being for who they are, who they're not, now we see each other as brothers and sisters. The way that we're taught back the islands that you turn this way because I wasn't this. Right? As a 50-year-old, I'm responsible for the way that I communicate and allow other people around me to communicate and about their communication. And that's where true power comes in. When you can love somebody for who they are, regardless of how shitty they appear to you, we're all still human beings. We're still Polynesians, right? And the blood that runs through our vein is the blood that runs through our vein. But when you can get that I love you the way I love you, and I love you for who you are and who you're not, now we have something to work on.
Okay.
Now we have something to work on.
All right, no worries. Hey, thank you for sharing that, Chelsea. Will, do you want to respond to anything that we just discussed? Anything you want to add to it? Oh, you're on mute. On mute. Will, you're on mute.
Well, I was just saying, not really. Only because I have gay cousins. I have some gay uncles and aunties, and it's in terms of the guys. There were men around. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand that. So I don't have any feedback about it or any kind of input because I'm not that. So I don't know how they got to be that. If you're born that way and you say that, then that's hey, I believe you. I don't know. So
yeah.
But because like I said, I have the father was there. Maybe I don't know, intricately, like maybe he wasn't there every day or didn't teach them the way, I don't know. I have no idea how that is. I just know I like women, and if a man likes a man, then that, or a woman likes a woman, like I don't understand how that. So I never speak on that because I don't know anything about it.
Okay, no worries. And then Savage, do you want to respond to Chelsea or what he said? I see, because these guys have different opinions, but it's good dialogue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was speaking from experience. Like I said, anything I'll say, it'll be authentic, and I mean it, and I will never.
Yep.
But as far as my perspective of what I was thinking, yeah, my sister's gay, my cousin's gay, I have a gay uncle. It's the same. I understand the role of whether it's the Fafinge or the Mahu, the Fakaleiti. Yes, it has existed in culture, but I was highlighting as far as growing up in America, the lack of the male presence here.
Got you.
So I mean, it wasn't to degrade or to put down anybody, but as far as being here and noticing that could be one thing, it could be genetic. I don't know. I don't do the proper studies.
Yeah.
In just my own time and my own lifestyle, that I'll be honest, there were guys I went to school with, and I had no idea. And when it came, like, well, I could see why that, and it doesn't bother me so much as this, I've seen it here. Now, obviously, if I go back to Tonga, if I live in Tonga or Samoa, it's open. It's it's so it's not that much of an issue to me. But I was just speaking as far as from experience, seeing if there's a lack of male presence there, then the male tendencies is no longer there for the boy to pick up. And it had nothing to do with sexuality, because I understand that a kid is not going to understand their gay. So I totally understand that later on based on their experiences. But I respected what Xiaoxi said, and I definitely I understand how that could be taken wrong and brought out of context. So, you know, if that was on me, I do apologize. What I was speaking on was growing up here in America and seeing that as far as experience.
All right, no worries. Thank you guys for sharing. And Savage, I'll look at the chats. You triggered some people.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Welcome.